Hey, everybody. Hopefully you are staying warm and not part of the 150 million people getting smacked by old man winter. So let's hop in here, and I think we'll have a shorter call. I know it's a holiday, so happy President's Day. We will be closing at noon, and ECA is closed all day today, but I appreciate you taking the time and effort to be on the call today. Thanks, Nick, for this little article you sent to me. Again, part of Productivity from Inc. Magazine. And in today's, we're 2/3 of the way through winter, and it's hard to stay motivated in winter. It's hard to stay motivated with the COVID. It's hard. We've got lots of motivation things that are hitting us right now. So Nick sent this in with 3 motivational, scientifically proven ways to get that motivation back. So number 1, create rituals that lift you up, not drag you down. So for example, before you start your workday, you could either spend 15 minutes on Facebook, or which I do not think is a good idea, or 10 minutes. Oh, I see what they're saying. They're saying you could either spend 15 minutes on Facebook or 10 minutes writing in your journal. We talked about this last week. So what do you think is going to be better to lift you up? 15 minutes on Facebook or 10 minutes of writing in your journal? Which do you think is going to be a better time of your, yeah, absolutely. Everybody's saying journal. And another 5 minutes on short meditation. Guys, for meditation, do you have to go for a half an hour and cross your legs and get into your yoga outfit to do meditation, or can you do a quick 5-minute meditation? Are there tons of apps out there that can help you do that if you don't know how to do that? And ample research has shown that spending time on Facebook can dramatically worsen your mood or even lead to depression. So we've talked about this many times before. How much time should you be spending on Facebook during the workday? In my opinion, ever. I canceled my Facebook, so a long time ago. So I'm only getting 2 people answering these questions. So guys, how much time should you be spending on Facebook? If you're serious about your business, if you're serious about being a better family member, etc. Yeah, none. Exercising, getting out into nature, even if it's a local park, have both been proven ways to lift your spirits. Reward yourself for completing something. Here's the second thing to get out of the doldrums to give yourself motivation. Reward yourself for completing a goal or task. If you love Facebook, then use Facebook as a reward that after you've done something that is actually productive, that will actually make you a better person, then go to Facebook. Facebook should not be the first thing that you should go to. If it's a food, if it's a whatever, give yourself a reward for doing something, but do that thing first before you give yourself the reward. And then the third thing to motivate yourself is connect with someone. Connect with someone. It could be a friend, family member, could even be a client that you like, could be a vendor that you like, but connect with somebody because that also will raise your spirit. So those are the 3 things you can do. You can create a ritual that will be good for you, reward yourself for doing something productive, and connect yourself with every single day. Because most of us live on an island where we don't have a huge office that we can relate to people. We don't have a water cooler to stop by. We can't stop by people's offices because we're in our own office. So we have to go that extra step to reach out and connect with somebody. So make sure you're doing that in the middle of a winter. Next topic is, are you ready for the 2021 stock market crash? Here's why you should be. Now, I've had some guys say, Mike, you beat this dead horse about every other week about the market being risky. Why do I want everybody to give me an answer on this? Why do I do that? Why do I beat that dead horse of, my God, the market is way overvalued right now? Why? Why am I beating that dead horse? It's about to happen. I agree with that. It's true. Yep. It's inevitable. But why do I have to tell you guys? Why am I constantly telling you guys? Dean, that's excellent. Paying attention. 50-50 to validate our 50-50. Yep. We might lose sight. And it's not dead, it's coming. I agree with that, Richard. Mark says, we all get caught up in emotion. I think that's the main thing, Mark. All you guys are right. But and Sue says the same thing. It's easy to be lulled to get to sleep. Because here's the thing, guys. You may be disciplined enough not to get caught up in the frenzy, in the euphoria, but I have to constantly remind you so you can remind who? Yeah, singing sirens. I agree with that, Mark. Yeah, your clients. Because your clients, what are they hearing? They're hearing that these 19-year-olds made $100,000 on Robinhood. And guess what your clients are thinking? Oh, my God, I'm what? Glad I didn't do that, or I'm missing out. What do you think they're doing? So I'm giving you tools constantly to not to convince you. I know that you know. Not that we don't all get sucked into that, oh God, I'm missing out. But you come back to your senses very quickly. But I'm giving you tools that you can use with your clients so your clients don't do stupid things. Does that make sense? Because do people do stupid things with their money when it comes to their money? Everybody answer that. How many of your clients are actually, are analytical versus emotional when it comes to their money? See, so that's why I do this. So when will the U.S. stock market bubble burst? With U.S. stocks more expensive than before the Wall Street crash of 1929. This is Money Week. With U.S. stocks more expensive than they were before the Wall Street crash in 1929, there are growing signs of mania. But what will push the markets over the edge? We don't know. Do we know? We have no clue. The great crash of 2021, U.S. stocks are more expensive than they were prior to the crash of 2029 on a cyclically adjusted price earnings basis. Paradoxically, Grantham thinks that it could be good news this year that ultimately does the. Now listen to this. Grantham thinks it could be good news this year that ultimately does the bull market in. So he's saying bad news or good news? The market doesn't end with some terrible burst of bad news. It ends when things are pretty darn good, but not quite as good as yesterday. Remember, what caused the 2000 tech bubble to crash? It was overvalued in 1997, in 1998, in 1999, it was overvalued. In 2000, it was overvalued. What caused the market to crash in 2000? Was it bad news? Was it bad news? Everybody answer this. Yes, why, or no, and everybody answers. Was it bad news that caused the market to crash in 2000? If everybody's saying no, you're absolutely right. It was not bad news. What was the news? Very good. Sue's got it. So what caused it? Sue's got the right answer. Yeah, so what had happened is Yahoo, the company, which had not seen a positive return yet, had not seen a single cent of profit, bought Time Warner that had been profitable for over 50 years, highly profitable for 50 years. So was Yahoo Yahoo bought Time Warner out. Now, was Yahoo the first .com company with no profits that bought out another company? Was Yahoo the first company? No, it wasn't. That's right. It wasn't. No. So what caused, then why did Yahoo buying Time Warner cause the market to crash? We don't know, but it did. So that's a great lesson, what he's saying here. The market doesn't end with some terrible burst of bad news. It ends when things are pretty darn good, but not quite as good as yesterday. People started to think, geez, there's been a lot of these .com companies buying old profitable. What's going on here? You know what? I'm not sure. And boom. Then it was off to the races in the downward rate. So relief that COVID is coming, is finally ebbing thanks to vaccines, could give way to the gloomy realization that the economy is in a bad way. It is becoming difficult to resist parallels with the dot-com bubble, which burst in spectacular fashion in 2000, says Michael McKenzie of the Financial Times. Of course, Financial Times is not a very good magazine or entity when it comes to finances, right? No, it's one of the top. The technology-focused NASDAQ index has notched up annual gains of around 40% for 2 years running. Guys, yet this market is split in two. The money surging to likes of Tesla and Bitcoin does look like the dot-com speculation, but the established tech giants, Amazon, Facebook, Google, boast solid earnings. Indeed, so reliable are the profits of big tech that this select club is now often compared to safe haven assets such as bonds. So do we all think that Amazon, Facebook, and Google are safe havens? I got a ton of money in Amazon. I got a ton of money in Facebook. I got even though I don't use Facebook myself, tons of people do. And Google. Do you think that? So are these a safe haven as compared to bonds? Amazon, Facebook, and Google. Nobody's answering me. Yes or no? No. That's right. Everybody's saying no. So, but are people are thinking, oh my God, obviously I can't lose money in Amazon. Obviously I can't lose money in Facebook. Obviously I can't lose money in Google. That is not true. It's easy to spot bubbles, says James McIntosh of the Wall Street Journal. Tricky part is predicting when they will end. So everybody knows we're in a bubble now. Everybody knows we were in a bubble in the year 2000 or 1999, 1998, but we did not know when it was going to end. In 2017, fund manager Paul McNamara constructed a bubble portfolio made up of all the assets then widely considered the most overvalued, including Tesla, Netflix, U.S. bonds, and London property. Many of these assets did subsequently dip, but then came roaring back last year. The portfolio has now more than tripled since 2017. Before they pop, bubbles can always become more extreme. Make sense? Now, here's the other thing. Volatility Index. With where we're at right now, with where we are right now, where's the Volatility Index? What's that tell you? It's extremely low. It's very, very, very low. So we're in a bubble, yet volatility is very low. What does that tell you about the mindset of the general public? That we're in a dangerous situation or we're not in a dangerous situation? Yeah, it says they don't think we have any risk. They're bullish. So when is it most dangerous? When everybody thinks there's no risk or when everybody thinks there is risk? When nobody thinks there's risk, especially when nobody thinks there's risk and there is risk. So are we at the end? Did we really, in the beginning of March, was that really the end of the bull market and we reset? In March, when it dipped 30%, was that really the reset of the bull market, or are we still extending the longest bull market in history? Yeah, we're still extending that. So guys, 50-50, 50-50, we don't know what's going to happen. And remember, we've talked about it before. Getting out 2 years early, does that hurt you? No. Getting out 1 year early, does that hurt you? No. Getting out the day before, does that hurt you? No. But we never can get out the day before. That's a great time to take profits, Mark. 10 reasons, so this is the main topic of the call today. 10 reasons why so many people fail in sales. So the first reason is they blame everybody but who? Themselves. See, and that's what I did. When I was making 50 grand a year for the first 8 years in business, I blamed everybody but myself. I said, it's my broker dealer. Oh, it's my FMO. Oh, it's the marketing. Oh, it's these stupid people in Rochester. Oh, it's my unethical competitors. I blamed everybody but me. It's when I started recording my calls and holding myself responsible, I knew I had something that people wanted. And the only thing between what I had and those people was me. So obviously, I'm the common denominator. I'm the problem. And that was a hard thing to stomach. But here's the great thing about that happened. When I started blaming myself, why did I become successful after I started blaming myself? Can I fix my FMO? That's right, you got it, Dale. Can I fix my FMO? No. Can I fix my marketing organization? No. Can I fix my marketing? No. Can I fix other people, the quote-unquote dumb clients? No. I was the one who was dumb, not them. But there is one person I can fix. The one thing I can fix is good, me. So I started working on me. Instead of all blame pointing the finger, I started working on me. So the first thing that we have to look at when it comes to failures, who are we blaming? Are we blaming ourselves or are we blaming everybody else? But that brings us to the second problem. Yeah, because we can fix ourselves. We can't fix anything else. But the other problem is if you blame yourself, that's a problem too, unless what? Man, I'm stupid. Oh, I can't sell. Oh, I'm never going to learn this. Oh, people don't like me. If you blame yourself, that's right, self-talk. The purpose, you don't blame yourself. You say, I have a responsibility. What I'm doing is not working. What can I do to fix it? I didn't blame myself. When I did blame myself, the first time I listened to myself on tape, I blamed myself. I said, man, how could I even make 50 grand a year? Nobody should be buying from me. I'm a total jerk. I'm argumentative. I'm debating. I'm showing them how stupid they are and how smart I am. Why would anybody, now if all I did was do that, which I did for about a week, and then using my wife's suggestion, started to investigate motivation interviewing, and I started to do what? Keep blaming myself or saying, I got a problem. I need to what? Fix it. So you can't stay in this zone. Don't blame others, but don't blame yourself either. Take responsibility and then do what? Fix it. That's right, Tom. How do I fix it? Make sense? The third thing that this study showed was that not having goals. I don't think not having I think not having goals is good, don't I? Do I like goals? No, I hate goals. What do I love? What do I do instead of having goals? Yes, process, a system. System. See, I have no control. If I just say I want to make $1 million this year, that means I have to make about 800 or 80,000 a month. Well, after 3 months I'm making 20 grand. Guess what I'm thinking? Oh, crap, I guess this year's out the window. There's no way I can do that, so I guess I'll throw that goal out the window. No, I have a process, so I work backwards saying, what do I want to make? I want to make $1 million. That means what's my average client size? Okay, that means I need this many clients. How many people do I close once I get them in? How many people do I need to get in to close that many? I work backwards, and then I have the process knowing that some months I won't quite make the goal, some months I will make the goal, and if I'm not making my goal, then what can I do? If I'm not working towards, if the process is not working, doing what it's supposed to be doing, if my closing ratio isn't as high as it should be, or the marketing is getting in as many people as I need, or the people aren't as big as I need, what can I do? With a goal, I guess I could adjust it down, but with the process, I can do what? Tweak it. If I need a better closing ratio, I can go back and study my closing, what I'm doing wrong with the closing ratio. If my marketing isn't working, I can go back and say I can either find better marketing or do more marketing. If my client size isn't big enough, I'm going to say, well, I guess I need to see more people. So I can adjust the system. Goals are not, so they say not having goals, I disagree. I think not having goals is a good thing. I want a system that I can constantly tweak to get the things that I want. Make sense? Because the next thing is, are you trying to achieve the wrong goal? What do you think they mean by that? Are you trying to achieve the wrong goal? If all you're trying to do is make money, what can go wrong with that? If all you're trying to do is make money, what can go wrong with that? That's your goal. Yeah, not serving others. I agree with that, Richard. No values. That's right, Mark. So I can start doing, I've seen guys do this. They did anything to make money. They lied, cheated, and stealed, and they made a ton of money, but for how many years before they burned and crashed and burned? How many complaints did they have to deal with? How many chargebacks did they get? So our job is to bring on good clients, is to build a practice. To build a practice that stands the tribulations of time. So make sure you have the right goal. There's nothing wrong with having a numerical goal, but that numerical goal should be in doing things the right way, not at all, at any cost. Make sense? Taking shortcuts. We just talked about one of the shortcuts, which is lying and cheating and stealing, leaving information out. So we don't want to be taking shortcuts. Also, thinking, I'm going to just have a great sales presentation. That's a shortcut. I'm going to have a great sales presentation. I'm going to have the red-green sales presentation. I'm going to do that. What's the problem with taking a shortcut, thinking you're going to get a lot of business by having a great presentation? The people we want to get in front of, do they have money? Yes. So are they going out to eat again, outside of COVID, are they going out to eat when they want, driving the car they want, going on vacation when they want? Yes. So how much of their pinky finger are they going to lift for a good idea? How much of their pinky finger are they going to lift for a good idea? None. So taking a shortcut and just thinking, all I need to do is get in front of people and do a great pitch, I'm going to make money. Guys, if you do a great sales pitch, what are they going to do with that? If you skip the 21-point checklist and you just do a good sales pitch, what are they going to do with it? 9 times out of 10, what are they going to do with it? Either ignore it, yes, or what? Take it back to the guy. That's right. And say, can you do this? And he's, of course, going to say either, 1, it's a bad idea, or number 2, I can do it. Either one, you're out. Make sense? So the only way, in our case, at 5Q, taking a shortcut means just trying to sell people. You're not going to be able to sell people. The only way you're going to get people to move is to create pain that cannot be changed. Can their current advisor, if you show them how much taxes they're paying, can their current advisor fix that for them? Yeah. If you show them they're paying too much in fees, can their current advisor fix that for them? Yes. If you show them there's a better product out there, show them how they can make more money, show them a money manager. Everything that you show them, their current money manager can do for them, their current wealth advisor, their current advisor can do for them. The only thing their current advisor cannot fix is what? If they don't trust them, if they believe in their own words that he is taking advantage of them, he's done. And does that take longer than just throwing out a pitch? Yes, it does. But it works. How often does it work? How often is it, if you're getting in front of nothing but tire kickers and plate lickers, how many tire kickers and plate lickers will leave their current advisor if they think they're getting screwed? How many tire kickers and plate lickers will leave their current advisors if they think they're getting screwed? So I'm getting all, but I'm also getting almost all. I'm getting most, and then I got a 50%. Guys, really? 50% of people that say, 50% of people can say, you know what, my guy's screwing me, my guy's lying to me, my guy's withholding information to make me more money. To make him more money and taking advantage of me, but I guess I'll stay with him. So I'm going to ask this question again. If that advisor or that client, in their own words, says, my guy is screwing me, withholding information from me so that he can make more money on me, and it puts me in a worse situation, what percentage of people will move? Okay, now you're giving me the right answer, which is what? All of them. There's no way somebody's going to say, yep, my guy is screwing me, but I guess I'll stay with him. Do you really think there's somebody out there who's going to say that? No. So if you're not getting all of them, what does that tell you? Because when I say 94% of people move, you could get all of them. Why? Where's that 6%? Why is that 6% not moving? Because they don't want to move, or because you made a decision that person is a pain in the ass and I don't want to work with them? So do you think it's the client's decision, or you've made the decision? You've made the decision. So don't take shortcuts. Master motivational interviewing. Master open-ended questions. Do tape reviews. Do your 15 minutes. Make sure you're doing that. But the other thing is resting on your laurels. And this is the big thing. So again, everybody's more difficult. So you've seen me draw out that line of difficulty in getting clients. Some people are 1s. They're very easy to sell. Some people are 10s, which are very, very difficult to sell. And what I found is when people start doing the 21-point checklist, they were selling just the 1s and the 2s. Now they're selling the 3s and they're selling the 4s, and they're seeing double their income. So but what do they do when they get to the 4? They've seen double of their income. They were making $150,000. Now they're making $300,000. So they were selling the 1s and 2s. Now they're selling the 3s and 4s, and they've doubled their income. Guess what they do? Some people, not everybody, but what do some people do at that point? Say, oh, I've mastered it. This thing is working perfectly. Well, and I'm not gonna, and I don't bug people anymore. If they double their income, they're happy. I'm happy. Everybody's happy. But the fact is they do get sad when that $5 million deal falls through, and they call up and say, I don't know what went wrong because, I've been selling people, but this $5 million one went through my fingers. Guys, the people with $5 million, where do you think they are on the 1 through 10 scale? 1 being super easy, 10 being super hard. Yeah, they're the 10s, Mark. So you're going to lose the bigger clients if you rest on your laurels and say, boy, I'm closing more people than I used to, but no. I still do the 15-minute drill every day. Why? Because you move backwards. Can Tiger Woods, well, he's not even the best golfer anymore, but the best golfers out there, the best baseball players out there, can they get better? Nobody's better at this than me. Can I get better? I mean, I hope nobody's better than this than me after me doing it for 24 years, but can I get better? Always, 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 yes. So don't rest on your laurels either. Again, if if you're making 150 when you came on with this, now you're making 300, 350, and you're cool with that, I'm cool with that. There's no need to have to make $1 million a year. But then don't be sad, though, when you lose the hard ones because you haven't mastered the system yet, which is okay, but you got to understand that you're still going to miss those hard ones unless you're constantly getting better. Taking the long way, that's another thing that causes failure. Taking the long way, which is what? Paralysis by analysis. I'm not going to market till I find the perfect marketing. I'm not going to do the 21-point checklist till I'm great and can't be I make no mistakes at the 21-point checklist. I'm not going to use the FIA presentation till I'm better at the FIA presentation. I'm going to keep doing things the way I'm doing it right now until I can get better at those other things. No. What is it may be cruel, but what's the best way to teach somebody to swim quickly? Throw them in. That's right. And they're going to dog paddle back to the shore, and you're there to help them in case something goes wrong. But the funny thing is, guys, what's the worst thing that can happen if you do a 21-point checklist crappy? Still works. It still works better than not doing the 21-point checklist at all. The FIA presentation. What's the worst case scenario with doing an FIA presentation crappy? It still works. Now again, you're going to move up that scale of instead of getting the ones, the easies, you get a 2 or 3 or 4. If you do the 21-point checklist crappy or do the FIA presentation crappy, you get the 2, 3, or 4. Then as you get better, you're going to go up to the 5s in difficulty, and then you're going to get the 6s in difficulty, and then you're going to get the 7s in difficulty. But the fact that you're doing it, you're getting better all the time. All the time. Neglecting the little things. Neglecting the little things. We had Tom talking here a couple weeks ago on follow-up. All the things that he does, any one of those things taken separately wouldn't have closed the deal. But by doing all the things he was doing, the little things, that's what has people calling him back. And he called me, we talked last week, he had another person 2 years ago that called him. So that's 2 people in the last month and a half that both were 2 years old that called him. He didn't call them. They called him after 2 years because of the things that he does. It's the little things. How many of you are following up when you bring on a new client, following up our system? And what you do is, like Tom talked about, sending out that thank you kit, sending out that blanket. Also, sending out the letter to his accountant or her accountant or their accountant saying, hey, we're sharing a new client. They've said great things about you. I just want to let you know that here's my contact information. If you have any questions when it comes to the taxes, feel free to reach out to me. Are you doing those little things? See, it's the little things that make a huge difference in how successful you're going to be. 97% of the people who quit too soon are employed by the 3% that never give up. What is that talking about? How can you encapsulate this in one word? Give me one word that encapsulates this. Yes, persistence. That's right. Persistence. Because here's the thing. And I haven't talked, I think it was like 2 years ago, there was a study done, or a guy that researched billionaires. And he went back and he interviewed, I think it was I think it was over 100 billionaires. And he asked them why, or asked them about their history. Guess what he found out billionaires did? How many of those billionaires failed at their first venture? All of them. That's right. All of them did. Now, what did they do when they failed? If they failed at pet food, did they say, oh, shoot, I'm bad at pet food, I'm going to try haircuts now? No. What did they do? What did they do? Did they change? They did pet food again. They did pet food again. Why? Because if they went to haircuts, what would any of those mistakes they made with pet food work for haircuts? Probably not. But with the pet food, they said, you know what? I know what not to do with pet food this time, and they would fix that. Then they would do it again. Then they'd fail again, and they say, okay, now I know 2 things not to do with pet food. Then they do it again. They say, okay, now I know 3 things. But they kept getting better until they mastered it. But it was doing the same thing over and over and over again, fixing. That's right. Tom says Edison with the 10,000 tries at a light bulb. It's doing the same thing over and over and over again and learning from your mistakes that makes you better, not changing drastically. Does that make sense? And then dwelling in the past. Should we worry? Should we kick ourselves? And I've dealt with guys on calls where they've lost a big client. We're listening to the tape and they see all the mistakes they made. They say, "Oh, I'm so stupid. Oh, I can't do this." No. No, you just that's right. It's a waste of energy, Ron. You just learn from it. You move forward. You get better. That's what it's for. Don't dwell in the past. Learn from the past. Don't dwell in the past. And then the last one here is the iceberg of success, the illusion of success. So I've had people say, "Well, Mike, of course you're good at this because you're an expert at this." Guys, you've heard me enough on the phone. In fact, you heard me about a half an hour ago. By nature, am I a motivational interview? By nature, do I get on people's side? By nature, do I want to listen to what you have to say? No. By nature, I am argumentative. I don't give a crap what you say. I want to be right. I will talk louder. I will talk faster than you. I am aggressive. Yes, I'm aggressive and I am passionate, and don't get in my way. But what happened when I parked that all on the side and started working on listening better, asking better questions and listening to their answers and being letting the other person be the star? What happened? Yes, I became a success. So success is not just given to people. It's hard work. It's persistence. It's failing and then learning from those failures. It's sacrifice, sacrificing 15 minutes a day to do the 15-minute drill, sacrificing hours and hours and hours to learn scripts. It's disappointment when I lose that $5 million deal and then learn, you know what, I thought I was good, but I'm not good enough yet. It's discipline. Again, doing those 15-minute drills, making sure I'm always sharp on the scripts. It's hard work. It's dedication. This success is what we see. What we don't see is all of this. All the golfers, all the best baseball players, were they natural? Yeah, they were natural. But you know what? How many thousands of people were natural that didn't make it to the big leagues? So what's the difference between all those people that were natural athletes? You say you might be a natural athlete. I'm sure you've seen natural athletes in college and in high school that didn't make it to the big leagues. Why? Because they didn't do what? This stuff. Now, and then there's other people who, Michael Jordan, how good was he at basketball in junior high school or middle school? He was bad, but he what? Persisted. Me, again, I'm the opposite. I am the opposite of somebody who should be successful in this business. But I worked and worked and worked at it against my natural nature, my inner nature, and reform myself differently to be successful. Does that make sense? So is it okay occasionally to do these types of calls so we can kind of look at ourselves and make ourselves better with our family, with our business, with ourselves? Awesome. Good. I'm getting lots of good feedback. Awesome. Super. Well, again, thanks, guys. You are part of the successful people out there. You're on this call on a bank holiday, on a market holiday. So thank you for putting the time, persistence and hard work and discipline into being on this call today. You guys have a great rest of the day. Hopefully we talk next week when everybody's a little bit warmer. And have a great week. Talk to you next Monday. Thanks, everybody.